Hello everybody, how we doing? Spenno here for a bit of a beer review and a little bit of a chill out and a little bit of a reset and a little bit of like therapy whilst videoing a video for Instagram and YouTube or whatever. Oh, it's been a challenging weekend. I'd like to go and sit down at the house. Jenny's just watching some of her TV and but I've hurt my back again, doing the most simplest of moves. You wouldn't believe it. I lift heavy stuff every day and what have you. I've done the simplest move over and the same place in my back that went last time has sort of like twitched again. Anyway, to cheer me up, I've been busy doing stuff that I should have probably done a while ago today. Anyway, that'll be another story. And also, we went to Majestic Wines the other day because I got two perfect draft kegs that I've had for ages, empty kegs to take back, and I didn't know what to do with them. I used to send them back to Beer Hawk, I think. And anyway, I looked and I noticed that Majestic Wines is close to us and you can take them there. So I took them there and I got me £10 refund and I bought a keg of the Lowenbräu Munchen Hell. Anyway, got me perfect draft machine out, which I've not used for a while, and I think it's faulty. It's basically, I cleaned all the seals and everything before I put it on, cleaned out all the tap and everything, put it on, and the pump came on, and then basically it just sort of like flatlined, and there was no display on the screen. And doing a bit of research, it seems as if like probably the pump's gone. I've had it since 2020 and I've not used it for probably a couple of years. Well, I don't think I've used it since I've had the Spencer Arms actually, believe it or not. So anyway, I've ordered another one. Could probably do without spending the money on it, but I've got this keg to drink, don't want it to waste. So rather than wasting the keg, I thought I'd buy a brand new machine. Anyway, so I've got that coming. So yeah, there's been quite a lot going on. I've got my Charlie Maxey t-shirt on, which matches my tattoo. That's where I got the tattoo from. I love Charlie Maxey. He's just got a new book out now called Always Remember. It's a beautiful book. I really encourage you to, we've gifted the book, the original book, to a few people, and I got it gifted to me a few years ago, and it really is a great book. So yeah, a little bit of waffle on about like feeling a bit out of sorts today. Feeling, if I'm honest, a little bit emotional. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in Spenno's world at the moment, and there's some times ahead that oh, don't get me wrong, everything's fine, but there's some times ahead that I'm a little bit worried about. Anyway, to cheer me up and to put a smile on my face, I thought I would talk about this Sheffield stout from Abbeydale Brewery, or Abbeydale Brewery, and this was gifted to me by the absolute legend that is Jimbo himself from Ale and Audio, Ale and Radio, and he gifted me this. I think when we actually went to the Abbeydale Road sort of festival. And I think I seen him in the hotel the next day, and he said, "Oh, I've got something for you, Spenno," and he gifted me. Now, Jimbo's gifted me quite a few beers, and I've drank them, and I've never actually bought them to the channel or bought them to Instagram or anything. So I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to... It's raining outside. It's probably going to be raining tomorrow when I'm working, which ain't the best. And I thought to myself, like, you know what? I'm gonna have this stout, and I'm going to talk about it and enjoy it. Now, it's probably a slightly too cold. It is, I would have thought, rising up the glass quite well there. Ooh, really rising up the glass quite well. Now, Abbeydale Brewery do some fantastic beers. I had a box from them, and I've not even brought any of them because I think what I've done is every now and then I just have to tell myself, Spenno, you can actually enjoy a beer without talking about it. And sometimes you get so lost in the moment of reviewing beers or talking about beers, doing a YouTube channel, doing the beer reviews, that you actually sometimes forget just to simply enjoy a beer. So I've just bumped on there because I noticed a few nucleation points there. So I love my gimbal. I love this gimbal with the light on it, which can shine here. You can see it's quite cool. Actually, up to the light as well. That's got that sort of almost ruby red tinge to it. Oh, you can just see it there, look, with the light. It's almost like how Guinness looks with that, like, it's very dark. It's a very dark beer, very dark stout, but it's got that lovely, it's got a lovely reddy tint running through it. So, yeah, these glasses are great because I can sort of hold it, I can warm it up a little bit. But you know what? The funny thing is about stouts is I know that with the temperatures we should have certain beers at, but I like to have a stout a little bit colder to start off with. Because like you can, if there's any sort of hop profile in there or whatever, you can tend to get that and leave away all the other flavours until it warms up a little bit. So this says, oh my word, so this is gluten-free as well. So if this was to come out again, my friend Craig could enjoy this, and it's vegan. So a classic stout inspired by our heritage, our location and the history of the city we call home. And Sheffield is a fantastic city. They've just now had, I think, a Thornbridge pub going there. It's a really thriving city for the beer drinker. A carefully selected combination of 6 different malts bring a pronounced roastiness to the body and flavours, reminiscent of rich dark chocolate, a gentle spice hop character. So this is one of the reasons why I would like this, because if there's a hop character in the stout, I want to sort of try and capture that before the beer warms up and you get that balanced. You know, you probably get a bit colder, you get a bit more hops, and then as it balances and then it warms, you get a bit more malts. Hop character provides balanced bitterness before rolling into a smooth and long-lasting finish. That's really funny. I think I just mentioned about rolling. So anyway, so there's been quite a few things just go wrong, and you have to say to yourself, you know, when I did a lot of my mindfulness with the yin yang stuff, you've got to sort of say to yourself, it's not personal. When things go wrong, it's not personal, but sometimes you can feel like everything that could have come and bit me on the arse this weekend has come and bit me on the arse this weekend. So you can't help sometimes taking it personal. Then you think, to top it all off, the perfect draft don't work. The bloody rain started, and there we go. Anyway, so within that foam there, one of the beer writers and a beer expert, I can't quite remember her name now. Jimbo's had her on the radio, and I'd said her name quite a long time, from the School of Booze. She always says if you take a teaspoon and just scoop off some of the foam, you'll get the hop profile in the foam. And I've just sort of had a little suck of the foam there and got some of that sort of like bright hopness there. So there is a good hop profile in this. Right, let's have a sip of this. Cheers, Jimbo. Sorry that I'm bringing this beer review to you with a little bit of therapy, drinking the beer with a little bit of therapy behind it for myself. So I just thought it was a great beer to remind me of the great friendship and everything that we've got within our community that Jimbo at Ellen Audio and Ellen Radio with everybody else brings to the world. So cheers, Jimbo. Thank you very much for this, and cheers, Abbeydale Brewery, for brewing it. Great can artwork. Cheers. That is a very nice, hoppy, roasty stout. I like that. I absolutely love that. That is really nice. It's got a relatively sort of light body to it. So it's almost got a refreshingness about it before any of like that roastiness comes in. But there's a bitter hit as well from it, which I love in a stout. I love to get bitterness in a stout. I like a dry stout. This is why some Guinness lovers don't like Guinness, because it gives you quite an astringent bitterness right at the very end. This has got the classics of a robust stout, of a really decent, robust stout. No frills, exactly what it's supposed to be. It's got a really nice hop presence. I couldn't really even pick out what the hops are, but you know that there's a brightness with the hops. The hops is shining through, giving you a little bit of bitterness as well. That's different to the roasty bitterness that you get from the malts. So you've got like a bit of a hop bitterness, leaves a tingle on the tongue. Then as it settles down and the finish, you start getting that little bit of dark chocolate. There's a little bit of like almost vanilla-y, sort of ice creamy, vanilla-y type of smoothness to it as well. So even with the body being quite light and crisp almost, you're still getting that full-on flavour of a stout. Absolutely lovely, that is. So what I'm going to do now, pause the video for a minute. I'm going to let this warm up, give it five minutes on the bar, chuck a few darts, come back when it's increased in temperature just a little bit. So just before I disappear, the beer is currently at 8 degrees, look. 8 degrees. So it's not too cold, but for a stout, it probably is a bit cold. So I want to leave it till it gets probably to about 11 to 12 degrees, and I'll see you in a second. Told you I'd be just a second, just checking my mic still connected. I've been chucking a few darts and waiting for the beer to come up to temperature. Now it's come up to a decent temperature. You can sort of almost see that the body is increased on it. Now, I'm just going to stick this probe in here. This is very anal, I know it is, but temperature is very, very important. So we're up to we've got 12.7 degrees there. Why does that say? Oh, it looks like 15 from the back as well. Anyway, that says 12.9 degrees. So we're up to that sort of 12 or 13 degrees. So I'd say perfect temperature for this. And we've now got some of that sort of like dark chocolatey bitterness. Now I'm going to show you something. I often talk about bitterness like chocolatey or dark chocolate, like a bitterness with a chocolate when you have that proper dark chocolate. And just to prove that I sort of like know what I'm talking about, I don't just talk about it, I actually have it. So that's 100% cacao. So if we have dark chocolate, I try and get, Janie doesn't like it like quite that strong, I try and get dark chocolate, which is probably about 80%, so there's a little bit of a thing, but that is pure 100% cacao. So I don't know where I got to there, but I was talking about chocolate and the video decided to stop because for some reason, even though I've turned off hands gestures, it is still stopping the video when I do a hand gesture. I don't know why, so waving this around has just stopped the video, and I'd had it on pause, so I ain't got to edit it. But anyway, those are the breaks. So 100% cacao. So when you eat this chocolate, you get a proper dark chocolate bitterness. It's too much for Janie. She doesn't like, Janie likes more of a pastry stout, a more sweeter stout, and she loves chocolate. I like the more bitterness in a chocolate. I do, don't get me wrong, I love dairy milk and I love all that sort of like sweet, nice, creamy chocolate, but I love the hit that you get from that. And this is the sort of stuff that you get in this. You get in that sort of dark sort of chocolate, proper 100% cacao sort of like dark chocolate right here in this stout. I would encourage you to go and give it a go. It's pretty light, it's pretty woo, but if you like that kind of bitterness and that dryness and that real sort of like hit of darkness from the 100% dark chocolate, and it's very good for you as well. Yeah, give it a go. So this hasn't got all your milk chocolatey stuff. This has got like a nice dark chocolate, roasty chocolate, roastiness about it. It's not astringent in any way. It's got a nice dryness. It's got a lovely bitterness that I think is coming both from the roast and from the hops. It's absolutely beautiful stout. Really, really good. It has got a little bit more balanced and better now. It's at a good temperature. Very enjoyable. The ABV of this stout, I do not 4.5. I tell you what, for a 4.5% stout, that is very flavoursome. It just probably lacks a little bit in the body, but that's understandable at a 4.5% stout. But then again, do you need a really big body? Because like sometimes if you want a hoppy sort of stout, it doesn't really want to be creamy and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, really good stout, absolutely lovely. Jimbo, thank you very much for gifting me this. And I've actually reviewed a beer that you gifted me, yay! Right, take care everybody, and keep safe and well, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.